like a daddy Mac. Dance 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play. Option Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
I cut it off really short there. I didn't mean to. Welcome, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Good. Good.
We're having a major thunderstorm, so we may have a guest appearance from Thunderstorm on the show this morning.
This is in Indianapolis right now.
Yeah, it's just. I took a walk this morning. I had to change because it looked like I looked like a drowned rat, and it lightninged in the next neighborhood over. There was a lady, she was gardening, and lightning, and she almost fell over. I almost had to go check on her. A little volatility. And volatility in the weather market. Is the volatility in the market going to reflect the weather market, Troy?
No way.
This is what I realized doing the show with Matt is Indianapolis is basically like the Everglades.
Wow.
Like the volatility of weather.
It is, I don't know, chat, you can comment on this, but in my experience, everywhere I've ever been in the world has a shared colloquialism that they think is unique to their area. And it goes something like this. Don't like the weather? Hey, wait around 5 minutes. It'll change.
That's true. That's a great one.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think that's unique. I think that's just weather. I think that's like the market. Like, yes, if some crazy news comes out, there may be volatility. Like that's people shouldn't be surprised by that.
If they're seeding the clouds,
they are. Oh, bro.
Ooh, I
listen,
like that.
This is not even conspiratorial. Okay, there have been cloud seeding programs. You can read about weather modifications been going on since the 60s in the US. And wasn't it Dubai either last summer or the summer before? They cause those huge floods from cloud seeding. I
love this. I love this, Troy, gently pushing this conversation.
Oh, it doesn't take
much
of a push, Dan.
I'm
ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
I've grown a lot as an adult, but like when my 20-year-old Troy, 25-year-old Troy, 30-year-old Troy, 35-year-old Troy, my favorite thing in the world is to get people together and just go.
And leave.
Just see what happens. Oh, and then leave. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go, guys. I'll see you.
Got to run.
So, yeah, I agree with that. Now, here's the question. What place in America?
I already had an answer for you.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say the one place in the world that I've been that I would actually argue has the strongest claim. Now, I'm not Jules Verne. I haven't been around the world in 80 days. I'm not the most well-traveled person you meet, but I have been blessed in my life to go to Scotland 2 times.
That's beautiful.
3 times. Sorry.
Wow.
3 times.
Wow.
And it is one of my favorite places in the world. And I would say that the Scottish Highlands actually do somewhat have a claim to the insanity of the weather. And we were able to go there last year for just a couple days. It was wonderful. Highly recommend. We're not supported or endorsed by the Bureau of Tourism for the Scottish Highlands, but if anybody from there is listening, reach out, guys. They had a blizzard and the snow was gone within like 24 hours. And the next day it was 50 degrees. It was, I think, and they were used, and they had the saying there as well. They had a variant on the saying, don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, it'll change. But I actually think it was legit.
Shout out Tom in Scotland.
If anybody from Scotland is listening.
Shout out Tom in Scotland. I believe he's in Scotland. As they say in Scotland, / in the Highlander series, when it comes to Tom, there should be only one. So I'm
President Trump was there, right, over the weekend?
Played golf. I will say Now, I'm not as well traveled as Matt. But I will say I have been to Pigeon Forge more than 3 times.
I think that's well traveled. Don't underestimate
the
power of Pigeon Forge.
I'm talking deep into the heart of Gatlinburg. But
you've been there 3 times just last week.
I do have a tendency. I do have a tendency to drive to Gatlinburg early in the morning. Dan knows this.
Yeah.
So I will say that California was the closest I've come to that, in the sense that, and California is known for like consistency. But like I went to Carmel by the Sea, and within like a 10-minute period, I kid you not, the temperature changed like 40 degrees.
I think I'm going to +1 this comment, Troy. I had an experience on a California beach with cloud that was like, you could tell why the ancients had such a tie between the weather events and the divine, because it's like, you're out there and you're like, wait, what? Like the fog rolled in and then it rolled out and it was insane.
That's right.
I agree with you 100%.
The fog rolling in to California was like, I almost like was taking pictures of it because I just was a noob at it. And I was just like, I'm literally having to take my sweatshirt on and off like multiple times in attempt, because as I get older, I'm a cold boy. But anyway, that's a separate thing. So anyway, we said last week, Troy went to the Everglades. I'll use third person now. Troy went to the Everglades. Troy drove 750 miles in a 36-hour period.
Oh my goodness. Once you got there.
Key West is about 180 miles from Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
It's way down there.
I didn't know
way
that.
Down there.
Okay.
So we stayed in Marathon Key. Shout out Marathon Key, what I think is the best key. Marathon Key.
Really? Okay.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out. A little shout out to Key West. I do like Key West. Key West is insane, but I do like Key West. No shout out. Refuse to shout out Key West in July.
Ooh.
No shout out to Key West in July.
What about how about not July, but how about the pie?
Shout out Key West pie.
Did you have some key lime pie?
Oh, listen, key lime's my favorite dessert.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I love key lime.
Wow.
I love key lime pie.
It's better there?
It's so nostalgic. It's like you can't separate it.
Yeah.
It's like I took Nolan to the original. Now they have like there's 5 of these buildings in Key West.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
So I took him
the home
of it. Yeah. And one of the more proud moments as a dad, I have to say, is they had 2 options. You could get just a normal slice of key lime pie, or you could get key lime pie on a chocolate covered stick. So I almost started ordering the stick for him, just default, just knowing what's coming. He said, "Dad, I want the pie." Wow. And I about cried. I said, "Listen, I almost bought him a car. He's 12, but I almost bought him a car." I was like, "You're ready.
You're ready.
You're ready to settle down. You're ready to do all that stuff." Hey, shout out Publix.
Shout out to Publix fried chicken in the chat. Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Publix fried chicken.
Publix and Kroger. Listen, it doesn't have to be a competition, and it doesn't have to be a race to the top. But first sponsor gets us.
That's right.
I will eat key lime pie and fried chicken from Publix every day on this show, and you will never hear a bad word from me. So shout out Publix.
How about the sponsor you really want? Is the one when you're driving? I love all the ads. Buc-ee's.
Oh,
love Buc-ee's.
Dan,
this is
3
just
times.
Monday shout out.
3 times
gas
last
stations
week.
And pies.
3
you
times
went to Buc-ee's
last
3
week.
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you. The only intimidation I have is they're so big. Can you get in and out of there decently?
It's it's like anything else. And it's a commitment. I mean, there's a good bit of walking. That I will say, I think the gas is it really cheap, Troy? It seemed like it was really cheap.
I do think it's cheaper than most places.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed it, and I was like, every time I was there, I was like, this feels like it's cheaper. Now we don't go for the gas, obviously, but I do think the gas was cheaper there than everywhere else around. And I mean,
what do you go for? What is the big for your family? What do you? Is it the?
Anybody from Publix in the chat looking? Listen.
Open for business.
Hit
open
us
for
up.
business.
The show. Yeah, as the chat says, you don't necessarily want to get in and out quickly. I can give you my. Do you want to say what top 3 bucket eats? I'm gonna start with. I've had some things there that haven't been. Expectation has not met reality, and I found something this time that I gained several pounds, but was worth it. So, but I'm gonna go third to first. Third place is their fudge, just very good.
Wow.
Buy like a sampler for like $15-$16. I've done that before. There's one of my children who has a very high metabolism, and he loves the fudge. He'll just like devour the whole thing.
Yeah.
Fudge, number 3. Number 2 would be their chips. I'm almost doing the wrong finger. Number 2 is the chips. They're fried. They're just homemade chips. They're delicious.
Homemade chips from okay.
The number 1, this was new for me. Brisket burrito.
Oh my goodness.
Burrito.
That's what I was gonna say. Brisket burrito.
Are you serious? Was that what you were gonna say?
It's the best one in my mind.
So I've had the brisket before, and I honestly didn't think the brisket was like amazing. And last time, as the dad does, I was in charge of the I was in charge of the gas, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and my partially temporarily injured wife was doing the kid stuff, and so I had to make a split decision. We got to get back on the road. Picked up the burrito, took one bite, and I was like, Buc-ee's, we are open for business. Hit us up. Those are my top 3.
Wow.
Fudge, chips, burrito.
Done.
I love Buc-ee's. I embrace it. I've got friends that say, Troy, let this go. This is not you. You're better than this. And I say, shut your face.
Wow.
And understand your place. Because
shut your face and understand.
So anyway, speaking of, last thing I'll say about the weekend travels for everybody. Everglades, very cool. Did a boat ride. Except for Everglades, not cool. So hot. And therefore, Troy's, judge scale of 1 to 10 are travel places. Everglades sucks.
Wow. How about alligators? Did you see any?
Tons of alligators.
Wow.
Also, I learned. We went to an alligator show. Also, I learned alligators really do have like a brain the size of your thumb. They really are just reptilian, dumb eating machines, which is terrifying if you think.
Dinosaurs?
They really are dinosaurs. They really are dinosaurs. And
now, what you didn't see any? You hear this like alligator wrestling. You didn't see any humans wrestle alligators, did you?
Yes, we did. I made it a
serious?
point to. Yeah, we made it a point. We made it a point to. Now they do the animal. It's an animal rescue. Anybody who's heard of the Gator Boys?
Yeah.
So basically, they're explaining this. Basically, what happens is, in Florida, they used to have 3 options. You go outside to go to your pool in the morning, and you find yourself there's an alligator in your pool. So you call the state. They call a trapper. What are they going to do? They got 3 options. They're going to either kill it, they're going to put it in basically like alligator prison for the rest of its life, like captivity, or they're going to try to relocate it. They've stopped relocating it because this is what they realize is, as dumb as they are very, very good at finding their way back to the exact spot they last got food.
Wow.
And so
interesting.
These trappers would release them 50, 100, 150 miles away.
Keep doing the same thing.
And a month later, they're back at the swimming pool.
Isn't that something?
And so basically it's captive. So Gator Boys, is my understanding, they keep the ones in captivity just for educational purposes. I think they get them to make, I think they do like, what do you call it? License plates. I think they make license plates.
Oh yeah. They're just pounding them out with those little hands. Beep, beep.
Yeah, I think they use their little hands to do license plates. I think they are helping the warden make millions of dollars on the side. I'm trying to think of every prison trope. Every prison trope.
They've all got cell phones. You're like, how do you have a cell phone?
They're smuggling cell phones.
Cigarettes. They have a cigarette commissary, alternate gray market. They have a green market instead of a gray market. Listen, are they making Gator burritos is the question. Can you make Gator burritos? I'm sure. Who serves Gator burritos? Because somebody does.
I'll find them.
Listen, Gator. Who's had Gator? Have you guys had Gator before?
No,
Of course.
Yeah. It's not the best IMO. Not the
Really?
best.
It wasn't. It's a very friable meat.
Yeah. I air fried it. It was very chewy. The last time I had it, I've had it before prepared at restaurants, and it's chicken-ish, but it's chewier.
One of my favorite childhood memories growing up in Knoxville, Tennessee is usually week 2 SEC play. Vols play the Gators. All week, that Saturday morning, people are doing tailgate parties, where we have fried gator, followed by the Gators beating us. That was my childhood. Every year, like, Vols,
you ate the Gators and they returned the favor.
we that's exactly right. So anyway, listen, obviously we'll keep sprinkling in, trying to get sponsorships from Buc-ee's and Portillo's and
shamelessly,
all
and the Tourism Bureau of the Scottish Highlands.
Yes. Hit us up. We would love nothing else to bring the power of backtesting
That would be so amazing.
to the Highlands.
So yeah. Or
anyway,
the Buc-ee's restrooms, backtesting your clean restrooms.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You could work there, and we would. If you sponsor this show, I'll do 2 weeks of work in that bathroom.
I'll do a shift. Yeah.
Anyway,
done.
So, all right. On that note, let's move on. Now, Matt, this weekend, Dan, put out a video.
I saw it.
As Matt does.
Just linked in the chat. There it is.
And we're going to look at it today real quick. And then we're going to return this week, starting tomorrow, back to, we're going to try to go small account. Now, there was the news of we'll talk more about this tomorrow, the news that they're planning on removing pattern day trader.
Oh,
so
this could be.
What I want to do this week is try to shape this idea of saying a small account, ride or die, no pattern day trader, so you don't have to be that ride or die.
Yeah, because that could change. Wow.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Troy, I think if you ask me, that could be maybe the best. I mean, is this something I was going to compare that with? The best thing I ever saw was when, this is the crazy analogy to relate to this. I have no idea why this came to my brain.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. When Olajuwon made the decision, they said, where are you going to college? He just wanted to go somewhere warm. And they said, Houston or wherever, which is warmer. I'll go to Houston. And you look at that thing. I think this pattern day could be the biggest thing as much as volume is increasing, this will balloon it, for the simple reason is, how stupid is that when you really think about pattern day trading and telling a new beginner, right? Hey, you should trade bigger. Right.
And it's the opposite incentive is what
right. It's
saying,
the opposite.
Really.
A new trader, I don't care what capital they have, they should be staying at $5,000 or less for 6 months, in my opinion, to if they want to last, right? If they don't want to last, if they want to be out in 3 months, trade as big as you want, but they should be trading $5,000 or less. Pattern day trading is saying, no, you need to have a bigger account. So now you're going to tell a beginner to have a $25,000 account. That usually, so I think this is wonderful. Not that they did it for the right purpose, right? What is the reason? Or maybe they are doing it for the right purpose. Did you any?
I don't know the reason why they're removing it, other than everybody hates it and everybody complains to them.
Let's just talk about context for a second. So we're in 2025, and this is the world that's existed not just now, but for several years. NFTs, Bored Apes, crypto, like
hodls,
like
hold on for dear life.
Oh, hold on.
The idea that, like, and I know the crypto industry is still considered new, I don't know, 15 years now for Bitcoin ish, but options are risky. They're not suitable for all parties. But when you look at the context of what's out there as far as regulation, is there a regulation on that, like for crypto, or these other instruments, you know, I do think that there will be some momentum to get that changed, would be my guess. It seems like there is already. So, yeah.
Well, so this is what we're going to look at today. We're not looking at that. We're looking at a little one that Professor Matt cooked up over here. So I'm going to share my screen. Matt, what in the world is a RIC Intraday Crush? Hey, Matt, I thought RICs are done.
Well, okay. So here's the philosophy behind this. So first of all, if you look at this test, it is big round numbers. That's just know that. Okay.
Those are my favorite type of numbers.
Like
those are my favorite numbers.
And there are some videos that we do that are a little planned out. This is not one of them. Okay. So like when I say a comment, like I'm sure there's better ways to optimize and dial things in. Like the reason I'm sure of it is because I made the test and I didn't even really try. And that was intentional because I was testing a thesis. So as we know, basically this year, what's happened with reverse iron condors is that in past years, there was a pretty good track record of knowing that vol going down overnight, VIX opening lower. And what I mean by that specifically is VIX at 415 the previous trading day, and then VIX after open, because that's what we're trying to compare. Okay, just people get really intense on when are you measuring the VIX, and they're not even stopping to think about why. So just for a quick second, when did it close the day before, which is at 415, and when did it open during RTH? And we're measuring that. Okay, in the past, if that had gone down, that by itself was a decent little signal. That has not been true in 2025. As the video shows, we go through and look at this backtest from last fall that had done well for, I think, 4 or 5 years, and that has no longer done well this year. So the wrinkle, the upgrade, is that we use something that is in the backtester that, like, honestly, people had asked for a decent while. We put in, and I haven't seen that many people use it. It is a VIX intraday move. So what we're looking at in this is the VIX, the same signal of the VIX still being down overnight. But in addition, did the VIX crush during the day? And so again, I used big round numbers. So I floated the entry. So I gave it a 2-hour window, an hour after open, wait 2 hours. If sometime before 12:30, VIX has crushed 1% and it was down, then you enter the RIC. And it doesn't turn it into the best strategy ever, but it clearly upgrades the back test from what it was to this. So if you run this, or even if you just look at it year to date, you can see that it's made the drawdowns a lot less severe if you run this one year to date. And Troy's doing it right now, so we'll take a look. Now, the way that was too fast. I can't even talk. Let's see. So it's actually done. I've got stuff blocking the screen. It's done. I mean, an 17% capture rate with a 5. Yeah, there you go. Let's had a couple winners lately. And again, this is set up to be a ride or die. So we should probably do some more examples of this using leg groups. It's possible to backtest this in different ways. But as you can see this year, now it's only gone off 50 times. So adding that VIX intraday move is going to limit your entries. You are adding you're fitting to another curve, but it's an easy understanding of why. And this has been a full scale Yappuccino. So I'll just sum it up by what you're doing is the idea is that when VIX goes down, you're buying the RIC for less because VIX is crushing. It's just a very simple thing. Again, big round numbers, an hour after open, a 2-hour block, and 1% VIX down. I kept this allocation the same as we did in the prior back test. Are there better times? Quite possibly. Are there better VIX down moves? Quite possibly. I didn't even play around with, and we'll do another video on this because somebody immediately asked me on Saturday, wanted to see different things, whatever. We'll do more. Point is, this is a starting block like everything, but I think there's something here worth playing around with. We've linked to the video. If you're not subscribed, smash that button. Troy, tell them.
Smash that button. Smash the button. Smash the button. Now I'm above Matt and Dan. Don't smash their heads or anything like that, but just assume their heads are buttons. Smash that button. Smash that like and subscribe. Dan, I mean, here's the thing. I love options for this reason. You can look at a test like this and you can say, I believe it was President Nixon that said it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Somebody said it. And you can look at a RIC and you can say, hey, Vol, we're not really doing anything right now during the day. We got like 15, 20-point ranges. This is the worst time to buy a RIC. The best time would have been April, right? During Liberation Day. But here's the best and worst part. This is why I love that quote. It's the best of times, worst of times. Because the best of times to buy a RIC during Liberation Day would have cost about $12,000.
Good point.
To put it on. And so the movement would have had to be that much greater. So it's always, the thing about options is there's always, the market's trying to be efficient. I don't believe that it's always efficient, but it's trying to be efficient always. And that's right. Charles Dickens, Richard Nixon's.
Shout out to the general. Thank you, chat.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's probably the worst time to buy a RIC and the best time to buy a RIC for that reason. Yes, we're not moving much, but Vol is definitely priced for that at this point.
Yeah. So I just ran that back test from dailies to the start of this year. So from May 16th of 2022 to December 31st of 2024. So listen to these numbers. Capture rate, 20.8%. So the capture rate's lower year to date, but not that much lower. Win percentage, 66.5%. Again, a little bit lower, not that much lower. CAGR, 28.4. Actually a little bit better this year, very similar. Max drawdown, 6.2. Again, a little bit better this year. MAR, 5.8. Before this year, 4.6. So, like when you look at that, Troy, are RICs done this year?
I mean, it doesn't seem it with those numbers, Matt. It doesn't.
I'll just say I did some back testing and started whipping up some automation, because this is the kind of thing that in a lot of ways automation is kind of good at, because to trade something like this manually, it's easy to sit there at 932 and look and see if VIX is up or down. Okay. But a lot of these entries, if you look at them, and I'll need to run this back test again year to date, there are entries at 1030. So if the VIX is crushed early, it'll get in at 1030. But there's a lot of times, last couple entries, we had a 1033, a bunch of 1030s, 1035, 1202, 1149, 11 a.m., 1046, 1030, 1142, 1046, 1121. Automation can check for that every minute. If you're sitting there trying to do that manually, you're calculating it and then setting an alert in TV or a broker or whatever tool you use to let you know, hey, I want to enter this RIC. So this is the kind of thing that floating the entry and making a tool check it for you really leverages the power of the technology. So as I said before, I can guarantee this isn't optimized because I made the back test. So whoever optimizes it, DM me your versions. If you want us to post one publicly, you can post it in the OO show or send it to Troy. But I'm going to keep iterating on it because, again, the other thing I did was this is discussed in the video. I skewed it a little bit, but I think this concept is like the pie aisle in Florida. Like, can you really go wrong with the like there's so many choices. That's what the back test is. It's unlimited choices. Like you have your key lime pie, not a key lime guy myself, but cherry pie, apple pie, blueberry pie, blackberry pie.
And I want to hear,
I like all the pie.
I want to hear Dan's take, but I will say this. Matt made a good distinction. If you send the test to Matt, he will keep it private. If you send a test to me, just know that like I'm like a landscaper at John Gotti's house.
John
Like,
Gotti's house.
We're wired.
Ah,
This will be in a court of law.
A
in the court of
landscaper
law.
at John Gotti's house. Oh boy.
Can you imagine? Dan, here's the thing. Right now, you know, people look at tranche trading, iron condors, people look at straddles, but I do see a sense right now, people saying, good gracious, Rajan, that's a hard disagree, brother. Oh, and forget, Dan, I want to hear, sorry, real quick. Can we just say rip to the legend, Hulk Hogan?
oh, Troy, I think.
Save it for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow.
So I was going to pause it.
Tomorrow morning from the OO show, we are going to have a Hulk Hogan celebration of live service because listen, the guy, I don't care who you are, if you're 40 years old in America, you had a stuffed animal that you were backflipping in the 90s and you were pointing at it and you were eating your vitamins. Anyway, Dan.
In a steel cage.
In a steel cage, obviously. Dan, how do you feel about a RIC right now?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I just want to comment. I'll tell you how I feel about a RIC like today and
we threw a lot at you
last week. But as far as what Matt did, I like it because if you said to me, make a negative theta trade, 0 day, work over 3 years, I'd say, no way, right? And so, but again, I think the key with any back test is understanding the animal. And Matt, I think 2 important tweaks here. I mean, if you look at a negative theta reverse iron condor, whether you buy it at the money, which Matt did 30 wide, or we might go a little bit more out of the money, either way. But in this, you have 2 things. How do you get price right and how do you get volatility? Well, price right, you know, if you're looking the last 3 years or 2 years or whatever, mostly trending up. Do we project that in the future? I think overall in the future, you have some kind of upward trending. So number one, Matt's leaning long deltas definitely leaning long deltas by the tweaks, setting it up. And number 2, I love what he did with the volatility. It's not just, I'm going to go after it once. It's not just saying, hey, I'm not going to settle for vol being down overnight. We want vol down overnight, but we want another confirmation. We want another additional crush, then we'll enter. And I think that's genius. I think when you combine the long deltas and that, it is a formula for making it go over time. Now, I was thinking a lot about real quick on today for risk. You know, for me, it's that constant thing with you got the past, but really, if you said to me, how do I make a decision, whether it be whatever trade today, I do wait it a little bit and look, well, what's going on in front of us today? What's going on today? Like this week, they call it the Thrilla in Manila, right? If there's ever going to be catalysts on the board, they're all on the board this week, which means we'll probably do nothing. But I'm joking. But you know, you look at a RIC and say over the last 2 weeks, you've had more catalysts on the table. Now, nothing's moving yet. We don't have big candles, but you have these catalysts. And RICs, I've seen some work last week. This week, there looks like some potential, but that's based on events that we think could happen, right? What Matt did is saying, hey, forget the news or anything else. How do you jury rig this thing with the volatility and the price? But I think RICs definitely, I mean, vols are very low right now. You don't need it to move that much with the RICs this week. You have some catalysts on the table. So I would think, you know, your big event days, right? Troy and Matt would be, if you're looking for when things could hit a bit, it's Thursday and Friday morning, right? Wednesday, you think maybe a little bit Wednesday afternoon, but you have Wednesday evening, Microsoft, Meta. So that'll hit Thursday morning. FOMC, a little bit Wednesday at the end of the day. Thursday, Apple, Amazon, PCE before the opening. So, you know, kind of your biggest catalyst, you might think. Now, again, who knows, is Thursday and Friday. And then Friday, you get the deadline of the tariff, employment, and stuff like that. So, you know, could you look for setting some RICs up through Thursday, or it's like two thoughts come in. Put a RIC that, that'll be on Thursday and Friday. And then on the other hand, I always think of like 0-day stuff, 0-day or 2-day DCs or something. They usually work wonderful, at least by memory. I'll have to check with the Moneyball and see what the numbers are. But like Monday and Tuesday and even Wednesday, things are usually pretty quiet. What you say until the fireworks start with Powell on Wednesday afternoon. When you say historically, Monday and Tuesday and even Wednesday morning have worked out pretty well for short-term stuff. Have you put, like Matt, you put on, well, I put one on Friday, a 5-7. Did you put it on? Yeah. So Friday you put it on.
Yeah.
And the goal is you're out by when? You're probably
got to be out by Wednesday.
You're out by Wednesday. Do you still on a week like where you have heavily laden Thursday and Friday stuff? Are you still? Do you have RICs that would be on through Thursday and Friday?
That would depend on.
Some of the factors.
Yeah, I don't have any RICs on right now for.
Okay, you don't
for the end of the week, but DCs, yeah.
Okay, but anyways, try to. I think the test itself, Matt. Really, if you look at the two big tweaks, price and vol, he took care of the price thing with the delta. He really, I like the volatility tweak. That was, and you're saying, Matt, most people in the OO community, what percentage would you say are using that if VIX moved down?
So I have no way of I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
We have no way of tracking that. All I can do is just look at chatter. When I said that I don't think a lot of people are using it, I don't see many sheer back tests that have that in it. The VIX move as a trigger for anything, and like, listen, this concept of buying a RIC when VIX is moving down, we just did, again, big round numbers on a 0 DTE. Just off the top of my head, other variations on the theme, if you're going to pose a symphony and use a motif again, what about selling premium when VIX is up?
Same thing.
Or what about some Vega trades when VIX is down? Like if you wanted to go long Vega, I think the idea of using that as a filter or a trigger for things is pretty broad, and I just hadn't seen it explored a lot in the community. So again, I don't have a way of giving you a number. I'm just giving you a feel. And certainly my feel is mostly based on the Discord. The Discord is the beating heart of the OO community. Obviously not everybody in OO is on the Discord. But if you're not on the Discord, I don't know what you're doing with your time, because
Troy, could you
it's a great time.
Troy or Matt, could you, if you just go into the back test real quick, show that where it is, where it does that VIX move down minimum 1%.
Sure thing.
Of people maybe who aren't as.
So in entry conditions, you use this toggle, use VIX, and then we got a bunch of VIX stuff, and you can say, in this case, if we open down, 1 penny, basically, or 1 point, a tenth of a tenth of a, math's hard. And then the second one is intraday move down of 1%. You can also do points. And so that's how you do it. You can also on exit use VIX as well. We've got some for there as well. So, but that's how you do it. And try to keep it simple for people. And to Matt's point about the Discord, listen, my understanding of Option Mega Discord is everyone in there just gives away their best test every day. Just gives away their secret sauce every day. And we had a fun thing this weekend. Any financial Discord's funny because you get people in there, Matt or Dan, that they have been both trading for 30 years. It's always been like 20, 30 years they've been trading. They're an expert, but then also they want you to give them the best stuff you could find, seemingly without them having to back test themselves.
Oh my God.
It was great last week. I saw, if I could say, so I've been watching it on a daily, just learning. It is, I've been around for quite a while doing this, and I've learned a ton from I was in the one room which it's strats, tests, in strats.
Yeah,
and
test
for a
strats.
lot of the
Yep.
more experienced. And I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot. I mean, it's good. But one person asked, it was funny in there. I remember seeing this last week. You know, Wizzy is one of is
Shout
okay
out
to
Wizzy.
mention. Yeah,
Shout out.
it's okay to you know, extremely helpful and there's many in there, right? Amy and
Yeah,
everyone else.
it's like a world-class Discord community. Can I say
mean,
that?
I mean, I'm terribly impressed. But Wizzy's someone right away. You could tell a new person, relatively new, and he's like, you know, and Wizzy's trying to give some stuff. He goes, "Can you just show me? Give me one. Basically, give me your best. Show me something." And you know what? He handled it phenomenally. It was like, I pictured back and remember Kung Fu in the movie, in the show Kung Fu, and it says, when can I go? He says, when you take the pebble from my hand, you can go.
That's
and
right.
Wizzy was kind of just gently saying, listen, my child, you can, you know, you need to spend a little bit. I will not, you know, it's not that, you know, I would not, you know, I'm keeping this to myself, but it's like, this is best for you. And I thought of that. So maybe I'm asking Tom already for the meme on that might be my favorite scene in any movie. When can I go? When you take the pebble from my hand, you may leave the monastery.
I look at it this way. Dan. If someone, because you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were in the pit.
Oh, in the pit. Yeah, but when I was in the pit, we didn't have a world-class back testing when I was in the pits. See, man, I got them both in at one time. Yeah.
If a runner came in, a clerk, what'd you start as, a runner?
Yeah, there's no bureaucracy there. You're a runner, a clerk, and trader. That's it.
So let's say you're a runner. You're an 18-year-old runner, and you came into the pit and you talked to a trader.
23-year-old runner.
Okay, 23-year-old runner. You walk into the pit and you say, hey, you go up to the top trader. You go up to one of the big dogs and you say, I'm going to be a trader too. Show me how do you make all your money. What would that trader say to you?
Oh, I don't think any of the words would be.
They're not repeatable.
Used on TV. Yeah, was. They were an ornery bunch. I mean, there were a few kind, but can I just tell one quick one? Do we have time for 30 seconds? So I remember going in a pit. We made a mistake on I was working with somebody, and I made a mistake on the spread, and we bought it and we should have sold it. And so the guy says, our boss says, go in and ask the trader who did the trade if he could let you out. And I was, I hadn't been around long, but I go, this isn't going to end well. Why would they let me, so I went up to the guy, and the guy's name was Steve Fawcett. And if you remember, Steve Fawcett, he backed a lot of traders on the floor, but he was the one that would fly around the world in the balloons. Remember that? And unfortunately, he passed. But he was but I remember he went in, and it was that similar thing, but it wasn't as maybe nice as Wizzy was in the Discord. He looked at me and I said, they said, this is the guy who would let you out of the trade. I said, Mr. Fawcett, we made a mistake. Could you let me out of the trade? He says, and I think it was just literally, he gave me a tough look, and just, no, I won't. And I'm just, okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I ran as fast as I could out of there. It was like running from the wizard in the Wizard of Oz. Remember when it's like, I'm not. And when he said that to me, and the boss is like, the boss knew it, but it's like, threw me to the sharks, right? He didn't even consider it. It was like, don't even think about it,
Last thing I'll say. Listen, last thing, and then we're going to go. Market's open. Here's the last thing to say. Discord, this is the beautiful thing about Discord. It's a community of people who like to help each other and think through ideas and solve problems together. It's also not a real place. It's a fantasy world where people come in and say and ask things that are just, because this was what happened in real life. Matt, last thing. Matt, you're a clerk and I'm a trader. Come up to me real quick and ask me how, we're not in Discord anymore. We're in real life. Ask me, say, what's your best trade?
Oh my God. Do people do that in real life?
Just pretend. Just pretend.
What's your best trade?
Oh, here we go. That's
All right.
close.
Yeah,
Troy,
it's
that's
close.
close. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Nailed it.
Have a good trading day. We'll be back tomorrow with a Hulk Hogan memorial service.
Oh, okay.
See you.
The
Bye.
Hulk Hogan Memorial.